The ancient prophets described a day when the graves of Jerusalem would be torn open and the bones of its kings and priests scattered under the open sky. History records this as a national discipline, a temporal judgment carried out first by the Chaldeans and later by Roman legions. The crime that invited this devastation was spiritual adultery. City leaders abandoned their creator to worship the sun, moon, and stars, in violation of the first two commandments. The natural world obeys God's rhythms. A stork knows its appointed time to migrate and return. The inhabitants of Jerusalem ignored the laws and judgments of their Maker, losing the basic instinct of obedience that even the birds possess. Theologian William Stiles observed that this perpetual backsliding proved unregenerate humanity was spiritually dead. A person in this state cannot muster saving faith as a natural duty, any more than a corpse can choose to breathe. The symptoms of this spiritual disease are fatal. Left alone, the human condition degrades until death is preferred over life, requiring a massive divine intervention to cure. Faced with this diagnosis, the nation's leaders did not seek God. They prescribed their own cures, claiming they possessed superior wisdom and the law. But the prophet Jeremiah exposed them, declaring that the vain pen of the scribes falsified the text. They manipulated the scriptures to manufacture a false sense of national security. From the least to the greatest, the prophets and priests practiced systemic covetousness and false witness, violating the 9th and 10th commandments to line their own pockets. They treated the spiritual wounds of the people superficially. They declared peace, peace to a society standing on the brink of destruction. As Puritan writer Thomas Watson explained, the law offers no cure for the disease of sin. Its only function is to reveal guilt and pronounce a righteous curse on our failures. The penalty for trusting in this self-righteousness was severe. God declared he would force the nation to drink the water of gall, a bitter, poisonous cup representing the consequences of their rebellion. This attempt to contain God within human-devised religious rules is will worship. It is an act of rebellion against a transcendent creator. Human wisdom and religious legalism are nothing more than quack remedies. They act as painkillers, masking the symptoms of the disease while the patient bleeds out. Eventually, the illusion of safety shattered. A Babylonian invasion swept down from the north, proving every human defense was useless. God described these invaders as serpents that could not be charmed. They represented his unbending justice against the nation's sin. As the enemy closed in, a despair settled over the people. The harvest was past, the summer was ended, and the national hope for safety was gone. In the midst of this devastation, Jeremiah asks, "Is there no balm in Gilead? Is there no physician there?" Reading through the Christocentric lens of theologian Robert Hawker, the answer is yes. Jesus Christ is the true balm of Gilead, the great physician capable of curing the incurable. He achieves this through definite substitution. The Son of God voluntarily took the place of a particular people, satisfying the law's demand for their debts. On the cross, Christ absorbed the righteous curse of the law, exhausting the legal penalty required by divine justice. This specific work ensures that God's plan to purify his creation is successful. He preserves a remnant by grace today, but the prophet Isaiah reveals that his saving purpose will not rest until every knee bows and every tongue swears allegiance. The great physician's grace is potent enough to achieve a final restoration. Because the debt is settled and the disease is defeated at its root, spiritual health will eventually be restored to all, bringing the entire biblical narrative to a triumphant close.